live from Miss Brooks' third period class.
Hello there, history fans. I'm Valerius Maximus, your favorite historical reporter.
And I'm Flavius Livy, Rome's even more famous and popular historical reporter.
Please join us tonight as the Passes of Last Television brings you another exciting episode of Compare, Contrast, and Conclude.
This is the show where we compare and contrast historical figures.
You, the audience, get to draw your own conclusion.
Tonight's show is a particularly exciting one. Who was the greatest general in the ancient world? Rome, Scipio Africanus, or Carthage's Hannibal Barca?
I can't wait to see what our audience decides, Flavius Livy.
Neither can I, Valerius Maximus, so let's get started. Hello there. Can we ask you a few questions?
Sure, I'm just on my way to the baths. What do you want to know?
Tell me, what do you know about the Punic Wars?
A lot, actually. History is my favorite subject in school. The Punic Wars are a series of 3 wars between Rome and Carthage between 246 and 149 BC. Both Rome and Carthage wanted to control trading routes in the Mediterranean. Trade makes you rich, you know?
Do you mind if I butt in? I love listening to the Punic Wars was the largest wars of ancient world. Before they began, Carthage was most important power in maintaining when the Punic Wars ended. Carthage no longer exists.
Rome had a great army, but no navy.
Carthage has a great navy, but no real army. They use smallest how soldiers who fight for money.
The wars cost hundreds of thousands of lives.
And forced many farmers off their land.
These homeless farmers had nowhere to go but Rome, and no way to support themselves.
Rome became the dominant power in Mediterranean, but ended up with a lot of social and economic problems as a consequence.
Wow, you two are really well informed. I'm impressed.
Can we just ask you, which power was the greater, Rome or Carthage?
Rome. I love the way they built the navy almost overnight by copying a captured Carthaginian ship. Their invention of the corvus also allowed the Roman navy to fight on the seas as though they were on land. That general, Scipio Africanus, was a real hunk, too.
I'm for Carthage. Their non-harbor was faster, and I love the way part of it because the influence you to talk about Scipio all you want, but Hannibal was even greater.
Did someone mention Hannibal Barca? My great-grandfather served with him on his Italian campaign. He also fought in the Battle of Zama.
How exciting. What did your great-grandfather say about Hannibal?
Only that he was one of the most talented commanders in history. He was often called the father of strategy.
What else can you tell us?
My great-grandfather used to say that when Hannibal was faced with a problem or obstacle, he would say, we will either find a way or make one.
How interesting. Thank you so much for your time.
I see a Roman soldier over there walking toward the forum. Excuse me. Do you mind if we have a word?
Not at all. What do you need?
Are you at all familiar with Scipio Africanus or Hannibal Barca?
May the gods protect and preserve the memory of Scipio Africanus, the greatest general of all time.
Can you tell us why you feel that way?
Certainly. Every member of the Roman army feels exactly as I do. Scipio was a man of great intellect and culture who could speak and read Greek. He was also a great orator and an extremely fair and generous man.
I didn't know that. Tell me more.
Scipio was the first Roman general to expand Roman territories outside Italy. He was great in strategy and tactics and was always able to inspire his soldiers with confidence. He also supported land distribution for veterans.
I just love his famous quote. I am convinced that life is 10% what happens to me and 90% how I react to it.
That was Scipio for you. He always thought things through. He helped make Greek culture popular in Rome.
Well, TV audience, I hope you've enjoyed this show so far, but now it's time to bring out our big guns.
Let's hear it for Generals Scipio Africanus and Hannibal Barca.
Thank you, PBTV.
It's always wonderful to grace you with my presence.
Well, Generals, thank you so much for being here. If you don't mind, PBTV would like to ask you a few questions.
Certainly. What would you like to know?
Tell us about yourself, please.
I came from a military family who had long struggled against the aggression of Carthage.
Hey, that's not fair.
General, be patient. Your turn is coming.
But my father and my uncle were killed during the battles with Carthage when I was young. I swore oath to my father that I would spend my life defending Rome against Carthage. That is what I do too.
Why were you such a great general?
Well, from the time I first took command when I was 25 years old, I never lost a battle. I am most famous for defeating Hannibal at the Battle of Zama. My soldiers loved me and would follow me anywhere.
In General Hannibal, sir, do you have anything you'd like to say?
Only that Scipio wasn't the only general who lost his family members in the Punic War. My father died fighting Rome, and the Romans also killed my brother. Hasdrubal and I lugged his several head into my camp. I tell you, those Romans have no manners.
What made you such a great general?
If Carthage had sent me men and supplies like I asked, which would have allowed me to lay siege to Rome, the Battle of Zama would have never taken place. And what about my crossing the Alps with those men and elephants? Tell me that wasn't pretty terrific.
What about the Battle of Punic?
You mean where my forces slaughtered or captured 50 to 70,000 Romans? It was one of the greatest defeats in Roman history.
And I believe one of the bloodiest battles in human history, too.
I will agree that Hannibal is a great general, but sir, I did beat you.
You had the support of Rome. Carthage never rewarded their generals in victory. They only punished them in defeat. If we had switched places, you might have lost.
Our time is about up. Before we go, however, I'd like to ask Hannibal a question. General, is it true that you taught Romans the meaning of fear?
As a Roman, allow me to answer that. Yes, Roman parents would tell the stories of brutal tales of Hannibal. When they misbehave over time, Hannibal has become such a figure of terror that whenever disaster strikes, Roman is named Hannibal and or Hannibal before the gates.
I'm afraid our time is up. Thank you so much, Generals, for speaking with us.
Well, audience, it's now up to you. PBTV has compared, contrast, and now you must conclude your opinion. Who was the greatest general, Scipio Africanus or Hannibal Barca?
See you next week. Good night.
That's a wrap.
Yeah.